Hi, it's Rachel from Consortium Private Wealth. Today I'm joined by Andrew Chan from Challenger. Now, Andrew is a Senior Business Development Associate with Challenger Limited. Andrew, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Rachel, and hi to everybody out there. And it's great to be speaking to you about Challenger and the products we offer. Looking forward to having a chat with Rachel today.
Awesome. I guess a good spot to start is to explain to the listeners out there and watchers who Challenger is and a little bit about them.
Sure. So essentially, we are known out in the financial industry as retirement, income, and aged care specialists. Specifically, our focus is to provide customers with financial security for retirement.
Excellent. It's so important to retirees to have that security, isn't it? So, the products that you provide certainly can, help relieve some of the stresses for retirees is fantastic. Now, today we're going to focus on the lifetime annuities. Now, you do have obviously other products out there. For those that aren't familiar with the annuities, can you explain a little bit about those as well for us?
Sure. So broadly, our product range is designed to provide some sort of income security, depending on a client's situation. So one of our products it sort of has the look and feel of a term deposit. It's not exactly a term deposit, but it basically works in a very similar way where you can invest for a certain period of time and at the end of that period, get your money back. Another product is called our Care Plus product. Now that's designed specifically for those who are considering aged care or already in aged care.
Okay.
So that's an option for that section of people. And then finally, the product that we'll go into in a bit more detail is our lifetime annuity, which sort of provide that lifetime income stream for clients who are just about to retire and also in retirement.
Yeah, excellent. So inflation's such a massive topic at the moment as well, and you would see, I guess, as well as us, some of the impacts that's having on retirees. Can you sort of, give us a little bit of an insight to what you are seeing as well?
Yeah, sure. So I'm sure everybody who will be listening to this is aware that we're in an environment that has some concerns around inflation, whether it's your university students or retirees. Everybody seems to be affected in some way by the level of inflation that we're seeing. If I specifically look at retirees, I field a lot of queries from advisors as to how they can best protect their clients' retirement against the effects of inflation. And one such strategy is using a lifetime income stream, such as Challenger's lifetime annuity, where you can link our payments to movements in inflation, or the technical term being CPI.
Yeah, perfect. And that's, as we say, it's a hot topic at the moment and something that is causing a lot of stress in people. And, particularly those retirees can be feeling the pinch with that one. So any comfort I think we can give them along the way is, it's a huge value.
Definitely. And I guess I like to use the analogy where you want to provide your clients with security that they can buy the same block of cheese in 20 years as they can today.
That's what other risks are reduced with using the lifetime annuities that come to mind for you?
Sure. So I guess there's several risks that people can face in retirement, and everybody's different. At Challenger, we like to use the acronym SMILE to identify some of these risks. So the acronym SMILE, as you can see from this slide, stands for a number of risks: sequencing risk, market risk, inflation risk, longevity risk, and emotional risk. If I pick two particular risks that very much linked to what our lifetime annuity is designed to help with, amongst others, they would be inflation and longevity risk. Now, inflation risk we just spoke about, where you can link the payments in the lifetime annuity to how inflation moves each year, or again, the technical term being CPI. So again, the design of that is to protect a retiree's income against the rising costs that impacts everybody, and allow them to purchase the same thing in whatever period it might be that they can purchase right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, the other risk is longevity risk, and this is something that we're seeing as becoming more and more important. Now, that is the risk associated with people living longer than what your statistics say. Now,
Yeah.
so
That's right.
the Australian Bureau of Statistics continuously put out data around how long people statistically live, but we know that with both advancements in living standards, if I just look at things generally, and improvements in healthcare, people are absolutely living longer than what they think. And I see a lot of that when I talk to advisors about clients' situations where a client might think that they will only live to a certain point, but when you look at it and this sort of improvements in living standards and healthcare, potentially they're, I guess, selling themselves short in a way where they could actually live for another 10 to 15 years, depending on their age.
Yeah, we find that with clients as well. We sort of say, you can live into potentially your early 90s, and they're in a little bit of, disbelief. And we're like, well, we'll chat to you then, because, there's a good chance that, we're all living that bit longer. So it's certainly a risk we need to consider.
Absolutely.
And I guess a lot of with Challenger, things that you look at, you do quite a bit of research on what clients do and don't want, sort of what the things that they value leading into retirement and, obviously living retirement. Is there some things you can sort of touch on those as well, what you guys have uncovered?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is I'll share another slide for some research that we did in conjunction with an organisation called National Seniors Australia. So as you can see, this research that was done in partnership between Challenger and National Seniors Australia, it goes through the client preferences for retirement income and basically what they value throughout their retirement. Now, you might think that estate is a big consideration for retirees, but as you can see from this research, it's actually not as important as some other items. Now, the light blue, or I guess it's a teal colour, you can see that what retirees value most is regular income for essentials, income that adjusts for inflation, which we've spoken about, access to savings when needed, and being able to afford aged care and medical expenses.
Yeah.
Now, a lifetime annuity is designed to solve for basically all of these things except for accessing your savings when needed, because it's designed to be held for life. It provides an income stream for life.
Yeah, okay. No, that is really good and valuable research. And things have shifted where it used to be quite important. We'd see a high focus on, inheritance and the importance of saving for adult children, whereas it seems that's sort of taken a bit of a back step from conversations we have with clients and also from the research that you've done there as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and in the conversations that I have with a lot of advisors about their client scenarios, a big thing that they're always putting forward to me is that a client may have the assets that they need to support a certain income requirement, but they still have this concern that they're not going to have enough. And that's just a behavioural thing, I guess. And the purpose of a lifetime annuity is to sort of ease that concern to a degree where the idea is not to put all of all of your money in a lifetime annuity, but for it to be a portion of your overall investment strategy in retirement and to form sort of a portion of your income requirement. So basically, your non-negotiables such as groceries, bills, medical expenses, etc.
Yeah. So it's forming part of sort of that income layering, I guess, looking at, potentially if combination of superannuation pensions, Centrelink age pension as well. So so it's used as another tool, to provide that security and as it says, that lifetime income, because as we know, especially with single age pensioners, they're the ones that do it tough if they're solely reliant on just the age pension. So having something in place like the annuity could certainly see value in topping up their income, but also providing them with that comfort moving forward that they're going to have enough, then rather than just worry about turning the heater on and things like that. They've got that backup with that ongoing income.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what are clients sort of, from the research you've done as well, their preferences for retirement income?
Yes, sure. So in terms of the preferences for retirement income, I guess, in my opinion, I think clients ultimately want security. So this is backed up by the research that we just went through, where the thing that retirees see as most important is that regular stream of income. And that's to also a stream of regular income that's not affected by markets where things like your shares and things like that, they can go up and down. The purpose of a lifetime annuity is just to be that stable form of income for someone.
Yeah, absolutely. And so lifetime annuities, they were quite, seem to be quite restrictive in the past, but providing a bit more flexibility than what they did. Can you explain some of the differences there between what was and what is now?
Yeah, sure. So historically, lifetime income streams, lifetime annuities have not been as flexible as they are today, but there have been some fantastic enhancements in recent years, and Challenge has been innovative in bringing these to market. Some of the key things to note are that a Challenger lifetime annuity has a guaranteed death benefit.
Yeah.
Now, going into that in a bit more detail, a client will have a specific life expectancy, and that's essentially what their death benefit will be. And for half of that period, it's 100%.
Okay, yeah. Excellent.
Another thing is that there's flexibility around payment options. So historically, you might have had payments that were just the same thing no matter what happened each year with regards to cash rate, the RBA cash rate or inflation or markets. You've now got a lot more flexibility with Challenger where you can link payments to inflation, as we've discussed.
Yeah.
You can link payments to the RBA cash rate, and you can also link payments to different markets indices. So essentially what that means is that your account-based pension will be linked to a certain risk profile. You can do the same with a lifetime annuity.
Okay, yeah. That's, fantastic to see it evolve over time and being a bit more flexible, as you've pointed out, to provide that comfort for clients. So, and you sort of touched on estate planning as well, can you elaborate a little bit more on how it can, provide comfort for during estate planning and how it can tie in with that as well?
Yeah, sure. So I guess I'll answer that from two perspectives. The first is that, as I mentioned, the lifetime annuity has a death benefit built in, and that lasts for a client's life expectancy. So, for example, a 60-year-old might have a life expectancy of 25 years.
Yep.
Now, so for that whole 25-year period, there will be some sort of death benefit payable.
Yeah.
Now, from an estate planning perspective, this is seen as a really positive feature because it provides that sort of protection against unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got the option to load beneficiaries on the annuities as well, such as a spouse. Is that right? It's sort of as a reversionary beneficiary. Is that an
Yeah,
option?
absolutely. Yeah, so there's two ways that you can go about nominating beneficiaries. There's the ability to nominate a reversionary to continue the income stream. So if you've got a couple, you can nominate the spouse as the reversionary. So if, say, the husband passes away first, the income stream continues to the wife for however long they live.
Yeah.
The other side of things is that you can also nominate beneficiaries to receive a death benefit. So if both people passed within that death benefit period, then something can be payable to their estate or children if that's who they nominated as their beneficiaries.
Okay, excellent. And yeah, I can see how that can create comfort in that spouse situation. You know, if one passes away before the other, that they know that the remaining partner is going to be okay and not just solely be relying on, for example, the age pension. So, knowing that their partner is taken care of, during this time is extremely important for people. So, it's definitely a benefit there.
Absolutely. And the other perspective I'll talk about from an estate's viewpoint is that a lifetime annuity may improve an overall estate outcome long term. Now, this is through some of the technical benefits that come with a lifetime annuity, but essentially it's a combination of the guaranteed income that you're getting for as long as you live, plus guaranteed income from other sources such as age pension. So you've got this nice base layer of income that's meeting part or all of someone's income objective, and then that long term, it may reduce someone's reliance on their other financial assets. So that can be your account-based pension, that can be some cash you have at bank, or some other non-super investments, like shares held outside of super. And that all long term is designed to potentially improve the estate outcome because you're not having to potentially withdraw from those other assets where you might otherwise have to.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. From a Centrelink point of view and just in general are there sort of benefits by having funds in a guaranteed lifetime annuity in relation to the assets test?
Absolutely. So depending on the client's situation, they may be at a point where they're just outside the asset test, or they're within the asset test, so they are receiving some sort of age pension, but they may want to receive a little bit more.
Yeah, and therefore preserving again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's all about preserving their other assets. Yeah. So how a lifetime annuity works is that these days, a portion of it is not accessible for asset test purposes when it comes to the Centrelink assets test. Now, specifically, take a $100,000 investment. So how it works is that you get an immediate 40% write-off in the purchase price. Okay. So instead of $100,000 being assessed for Centrelink purposes, only $60,000 is assessed.
Yeah.
Now, that could go a long way to either bringing somebody below that asset test threshold where they weren't receiving age pension and now they may be able to receive it, or it could provide an uplift to their existing age pension entitlement.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a few different ways in which you can, utilise the annuities, to help preserve assets, as you've said, and then also, hopefully potentially get an uplift in Centrelink, and then peace of mind from having that guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So, yeah. Thanks for joining us today, Andrew. It's been amazing to have you and for you taking the time out of your busy schedule. And we look forward to chatting with you again soon.
You're very welcome, Rachel, and it was great to speak to you and ultimately your current clients, any prospective clients, about the opportunities that there may be with a Challenger product.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, thanks again.
Thanks, Rachel.